Hello, Virgos. This is Yasha with Souls Intersect, and I have your April of 2016 reading ready to go. As promised, I am doing Virgo first for the month of April, and I'm going to do a little bit of an extended reading so long as the messages are coming to me. We'll see how it goes. I did pull the King of Swords again, which your reading started out with last time. And last time my interpretation was that that was a state you were in, that it was kind of a mental state that you were processing. You had done a project, you'd been working on a project that was very mental in capacity, or if not, if it wasn't something mental or logical necessarily, it was that it was draining you mentally, and that a grounding energy would be coming in for you. So, with that said, I do feel like this month, I do feel like that, whatever that was that you were working on, is not something that was complete. It's probably something that you're going back to. You may have taken a break from it. It could have been spring break. It could have been a trip away somewhere, or just some time away from it to help recuperate your mental faculties. And that was encouraged with the Four of Swords as well, in the last reading. But, so I do feel like it's something that you're going back to, but I'm not feeling like, and I know it's only been a few days, but I'm not feeling like some of you were able to take that restful period, unfortunately. With the Judgment card on the left here and the Four of Cups on the right, I'm actually getting a lot of tired and drained energy, so I think that that speaks to that, kind of like the result of not giving yourself that Four of Swords break from things has caused some exhaustion or feelings of being drained. So that's one interpretation of this. And I know that unfortunately some of us just can't get away from it sometimes. I definitely understand the feeling. But another thing that I'm seeing, so this is probably about a different topic, is with the Judgment card and the Four of Cups here, I feel like there's something going on that it's either a grudge that you're holding on to, you're angry about something, or something's irritating you, like you can't get something off your mind. And maybe some of you don't want to forgive someone. And it could just be something you're worrying about, maybe not that something that someone else did, but there's definitely something going on that's on your mind, and it's causing you some distress and discomfort. I'm seeing the light behind the angel in the Judgment card as being a really positive thing, so that's something that you have behind you. It's something that you have supporting you. But with the clouds in it as well, I can definitely understand why there might be some confusion or inability to clear away something if it's about forgiveness, and if it's just about confusion in general. Those clouds are indicating to me that it's really difficult right now to clear some of that energy away in order to help get you out of this funk. And it may not necessarily be sadness for some of you. It could really just be inability to focus as well. Worry that comes up sometimes. It could also be that you just, there's something on your mind that you can't shake, or that you're feeling that you can't shake. It might not be on your mind. You might not be able to pinpoint what it was. I feel like that might resonate with a bunch of you. So if you're feeling like you're worried about something, or something just isn't sitting right, and that Actually, I feel like the Four of Cups character is looking at this King of Swords. So this could also be another figure in some of your lives. So if you feel like there might be something going on with someone else and you're concerned about it and you've been feeling worried about it, or something just isn't sitting right, I would consider someone in your life who is a very logical person, has really strong mental capacity, or is an air sign, um, that maybe calling out to you or maybe wanting you to contact them, explore something in regard to them, whatever it is that may be worrying you or may not be sitting right, may have to do with this person who's very, very cerebral kind of person. And with that said, it could also be that for some of you who don't feel like you're able to forgive someone, it could be this kind of someone who said something that's really cutting, because that's another quality of these King of Swords types. Okay, so yeah, that could be about the forgiveness bit. But if it's something that's not sitting right with you and you are concerned, I would definitely think about someone who might fit those characteristics and reach out to them if you can. They may need help, or it may also be that this person can help you clear up whatever it is that is causing the cloud cover in that Judgment card. And then another thing would be that if it's an ability to focus or just feeling like your mind is muddled for some reason, that could be, card could be about you and talking about an issue you may be having with needing to focus, and possibly things like needing to change something about your diet or vitamins that you're taking, or even do different kinds of exercises or things to physically help you get more mental clarity. That could be something that you need too. So that's another message I'm receiving from this card. All right. So I actually pulled a couple additional cards for you as well. As I said, this would be a little bit of an extended reading. So I'm just going to move, and I have the King of Swords kind of glancing over here at these two cards. So on the left, I have the Two of Swords, and on the right, the Five of Cups. So I feel like this is looking ahead a little bit more. That's the way that I'm reading this for most of you. And it seems to me like the mental confusion, or like I said, it might be holding a grudge, or it could be just something that you're worried about. And I'm also getting that it could be a decision or a crossroads that you're at. I feel like that may increase a bit throughout the month and may cause you to feel more upset emotionally. So kind of a step past just feeling a little bit lethargic or kind of muddled or confused about it, and to possibly a point where it's upsetting you and you just don't feel like you can make that decision very clearly, whatever it is, or just can't come out of that funk very well. And so that is cause for concern. I feel a lot of sadness coming from the Five of Cups card and the character in it. But I do see one positive thing, which is that the tree seems to be kind of crossed in a similar way that the Two of Swords are crossed. And I think that that's actually really hopeful. So it's like a move from this metal kind of cold energy to something earthy and warm. And you're an earth sign. And I feel like the cross being made of wood rather than the metal there is something that might be a little bit more comfortable for you. So you might get to a stage with whatever is on your mind or bothering you that, although it may not clear up right away and maybe causing you to feel upset or more worried in some way, I I feel like it may be you're able to wrap your head around it in a way that is more comfortable for you. And as I tune more into this, the energy of this card, I am feeling like, and I think it's the earthiness of the card. So I do feel like there may be some processing, some emotional processing, whatever this is that you're confused about or holding on to is making you feel upset. But I feel like that's something you need to go through. So, in a sense, it's like allowing yourself to feel it will help you work through it. I think it's a step ahead, actually, from some of that air energy, that being in your mind, the logical energy, and the cloud cover in that judgment card. And by the way, that's an instance where I'm picking up a different energy from that judgment card than would necessarily be used for the judgment card usually. So as I mentioned before, I receive messages and tune in some different ways than some other readers. So sometimes the card meanings come out slightly differently. So I just wanted to clarify that a little bit more. In this case, the cloudiness was an aspect of it that was really standing out to me. If that's something that's changed in this card, I feel like going through this, processing it emotionally, allowing some of those cups to spill over, letting the tears flow, for example, expressing what you're feeling. So that's also a change from the Four of Cups, where you're kind of not, you're sitting there with the emotions, but not necessarily doing anything with them. And in this case, you've let them out, so you've expressed them. It could be telling someone about it. It could be, if it's the anger thing, if it's a grudge you're holding, it could be that you told the person that whatever they did is bothering you, for example. So I do feel like that's a step ahead, and I feel like it's something that will clear the clouds and let the sun shine in back in the way that it was behind the judgment card. So April might be a month of really processing for you. I do encourage you to express the emotions and not keep them in if possible, because that's going to get you to a more comfortable place with it and get you to a point where you can then move to higher ground. And the two cups next to the character right now that are still full are really standing out to me. Those are ones that you've set aside that you still value. So if it has to do with another person and something that you're angry about, I do feel like it's there's still hope that you guys can recover from it. I don't know if it's romantic. It might be for some of you, especially seeing it as the Two of Cups. I feel like it would be romantic for some of you. I do think you can get past it if that's the case. I see a lot of hope in that. The Two of Cups there, still standing, still next to each other, with the trees beside them. It's kind of like as a support. I feel like your heart is still in it if that's the case. All right, so let's see if I can get anything else here. Okay. And then just for some others of you, if it's more of a decision, so maybe for some of you, it's not something so much that you are mulling over emotionally, so maybe not a grudge, not something that you're worried about in a way that, you're worried about someone else, or having trouble working through feelings about something. But if it's something more mental and more about a decision. I do feel like you have the answer, so I'm getting that. I'm seeing this beautiful cloak that she's wearing and this dress and the colors of it, and just kind of thinking of a peacock and its feathers and how brilliant that is and colorful and how much it has to offer, and how humble the person wearing it looks, just like the peacock. Um, Not even, it's almost like not even noticing sometimes how brilliant and beautiful they are. I feel like it's the same with this character. And so I think that's speaking to you. There may be an impasse, there may be a decision, there may be a choice that you have to make, but I feel like the answer is within you. So that's really what I'm getting from this. And I don't think that only means, so for some of you, that could mean that you want to explore in your heart a little deeper. So almost like you know the answer already and you just need to get out of your head and into your heart and pull that answer out. That may be the case for some of you. But for some others, what I mean by you have the answer is that it may be something to do with some ability that you have to sharpen a little bit more in order to make the decision or start out on the correct path, or so an ability that you might have to sharpen, or something that you need to pursue a little bit further, so you have it in you in terms of your inner will and drive. And I really see this person as having like a fire burning inside of them. I feel like, in a really positive way, I feel like you have every ability to surpass this obstacle, get around this impasse. It's almost like someone who is at, sees a roadblock or a detour and is running out of gas and doesn't know how they're going to make it the long way around it. But when actually they have wings and they have the ability to just completely leave their vehicle behind and literally just fly up and around it instead. That's kind of the answer that I'm getting about this decision or impasse that you may be facing.